Quack. 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 Well then, ow! I am your host, Adam Chamail.
And I'm Aaron C. Schroeder.
And that is right. Oh. You can't mix it up like this. Everything's off now.
Well,
you're what?
Let's call it.
You're right. Yeah. Podcast is over. We're out. And this is the Quack 12 Podcast, the most official, unofficial Oregon Ducks sporting podcast on the web footosphere. And Aaron, we scored 69 points.
Dude.
We scored 69 points, and honestly, that doesn't totally tell the tale of how much ass we kicked.
Right. Before we get into that, though.
Let's hear it.
Help me remember. The Ducks got to do just 7 more push-ups with every touchdown, or whatever that new number is.
Whatever the new
that's
number
the amount
is.
He's doing
it's
now.
Like exponential, basically.
Right. So that last touchdown, the Duck did 69 push-ups.
Yeah, dude. At the end.
Whoever is inside that suit is ripped.
I you know what? I tried to hide it.
Shredded, brah.
I tried to hide it last week, but I guess it's time to admit it was me. You all saw me.
Look at you showing off that gun right now.
Yeah.
Just got it hanging out right in front like this.
When I tripped,
he's just like shredding.
And my mascot head came off. I knew I was screwed. You all saw me. It's a very clear image of me in that duck suit. I'll admit it. It's me. I've retired since then out of shame. Because once you're de-masked, it's done. You can't be a mascot anymore. My name is done. But I was for many years. It's how I keep this physique. Yep.
If you are immunocompromised, mask on.
Mask on. That's true.
Okay.
That's right. Aaron.
Mascot.
First up, mask on, mascot. Aaron, first of all, I want to show you the new duck-themed toy that I did buy. There's going to be a new weekly segment called Adam's Toy Bin, I guess.
Adam's Toy Bin.
I got this. That is right. It is basically a Barbie.
Yes, it is.
However,
and it's pink.
It's a special Barbie because, as you can see
here, it's a football Barbie.
It's the original cheerleader doll with a degree. It is an Oregon ball diploma inside. Collegiate cheerleader doll. On the back, I bought it on eBay. On the back,
this has got Archie McPhee all over it.
In the back, I love this part. It says, "Not just beauty, brains too. The original cheerleader doll with a degree." So pretty cool. I had to add it. I had a bunch of, fun toys of Duck football and Phil Knight and things like the Duck mascot, but I had to represent the cheerleaders too.
Oh, shit. It says Oregon.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's just so hard to tell because there's so much pink.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's wearing green and yellow. She's wearing school colors. Official.
Beautiful. And
Absolutely.
That's a pom-pom.
Yes, it is. Green and yellow pom-poms.
Are you one of those weirdos that don't take your toys out of their box and play with them?
Well, this one is it came this way and it was already opened, so it's not like that's going to matter at all. I kind of like it in the box a little more, though. I like the pink box.
So, even though she has a degree, a diploma,
I keep her inside.
You're keeping her in the box.
That's right. Oh, boy.
Look, you can go get your diploma, but you're still staying at home.
That's great. I hope it was in home ec. We're joking, everybody. We're joking.
See, this is what happens whenever we joke off air about South Park's whole post-woke thing.
Yeah. We're going to
Anyway.
We can't be canceled because no one's listening. Y'all, we kicked so much goddamn ass. It was awesome. And you predicted last week.
Ish.
You said that we were going to win the coin flip, which I realized they don't a lot of times air the coin flip if it's just a regular ass game. And so it was, I don't know if we won that. You predicted that. But then you so who knows? And then you predicted we would kick the ball. We did not. We started with the ball.
Right.
But
started off, so I'm off to a rocky start.
Yeah.
Don't know if we won the coin toss.
Yeah.
Didn't get the way we decided to do.
Mm-hmm. But you said we would score a touchdown like on the first play. You thought it'd be a defensive play, but
right.
We'd score a touchdown on the first play, and then we would enter garbage time. That part was right. That part was completely right. Because with that Noah Whittington...
On our first play.
Absolutely. Aaron, stall really quick. I'm going to need more light, because I'm seeing that my video is being all funky, and I think that'll all fix if I need a little more light. I'm seeing these wavy lines. Like the wave that I saw when I last went to Autzen Stadium. They're trying to bring back the wave in crowds. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think everybody bring back, first off, is confusing to me because I didn't know it left. I thought it was still a thing.
Well, in the 70s, it was crazy popular. Like, it was you weren't going to a stadium.
Baseball is where it lives the strongest, fullest life, I believe.
They're trying to get it in the football games, and you just see the commitment ain't there, and you need the commitment if you're going to try to get around the whole stadium.
I saw a lovely video. It might have been the other kind of football.
The other
where
the one that you hit it with your foot?
Where you hit it with your foot. Yeah, the weird one.
Weird.
And you only get 1 point for a goal, which is ludicrous.
So you're telling me it's a game of football
lot of work
that involves no hands?
Right.
Seems weird to me, dude.
It's a lot of work to get that little tiny ball that you kick without your hands into that goal. You should get 10 points for that.
Where do they play this? Are you saying everywhere but America?
Right.
Weird.
But yeah, I think it was that sport where they were trying to start a wave. Like this little group was trying to get it going. And there was just this one section that would like not reciprocate.
Yeah.
And then they just kept doing it and kept doing it. And it literally like slowly caught on to where it actually happened. And it was like, wow, that's beautiful.
It's cool when it happens, but it's just like, you got to be on it. You got to know what's coming to your right, basically. And it just never really worked out. But Aaron, there is a wave of scoring from the Ducks that never really ended in this game. Also, there was like, before this even started, there was some back and forth where like Mike Gundy, the coach for Oklahoma State.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like...
It's all I could think about in the first quarter because I'm like, see, dude?
Yeah, you don't need to be adding gas. I have a theory. But see,
this is what's aggravating is he's going right back and talking to all the Homer press that it's the $7 million problem again. He just doesn't have the budget.
I have a theory that he knows he's cooked. He knows he's done. Last year, they went 3-9. This year, honestly, it could very well be the same thing. Like, they're a pretty bad team. I think that was proven in Saturday. Like, we're a great team, but they're also a really bad team. And I have a theory. I think you're going to like this as the Quack 12 conspiracy theorist. I think he knows he's cooked, and he's just putting his life savings now on betting against his team.
Oh, shit.
You don't add fuel to the fire like that unless you're hitting the Ducks covering the 30 points or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
They
but
had
maybe he's doing it so that he can get some extra cash for the team. That's actually genius. I love that. He just talks. He's doing it for the team.
He talks to the athletic director and he's like, "Here's $20 million more, no question."
Yeah.
Just don't. Yeah. I don't think he cares about people enough for that. But oh my god,
30-point spread.
30-point spread. I think it was a little under. I heard something crazy that it was like 90% of bettors went with Oklahoma State to cover. And I'm like, you must, like, this is where I'm at, Aaron. And I know I'm kind of like this point every season almost.
Sure.
But I've never been more at the point where I'm like, not only is this the best team the Oregon Ducks have ever had in the history of college football, but this is also I believe, the best team in the country. Like, easy.
Oh, sure.
Easy. I genuinely think that if a team were to beat them, it's because many extenuating circumstances and just bad.
Which we got close to.
What do you mean?
There was a spooky Dylan Gabriel injury for a little bit.
Or
it looked like,
Moore?
oh my. Sorry,
Dante
did I
Moore.
say Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, it's all right. Sorry, you're still living in 2024 glory. Dante Moore, there was that second where that he landed on his leg, and I was like, oh.
Yes.
We all were.
Yes.
And
okay.
And there was a lineman out for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, here's the okay. So watching this game, I'm like, for real, this is a contender team.
Mm-hmm.
But like Dan Lanning said, there are just tiny little things that, it's just like those weird gearheads whenever they start talking about their stupid engines, you know, and how the timing and all this stuff, you get it dialed in just right and blam.
Or dumbass sound engineers when they're like, well, that's a pristine sound, but like if we spend $10,000 more, we'll get 2 more decibels that we never would have heard before. Like, it's just like,
bro,
it's sound.
If you give me $20,000, I'll get you a microphone that'll make you sound so fantastic.
Yeah. When we all know the Quack 12 level of sound is the best you can do. You can't do any better.
This is as far as you need to go.
Mm-hmm. Dan Lanning, you know how he always has these little catchphrases and these little stories he's talking. It's like whatever he was looking on YouTube that week, that ends up in the PowerPoint. This week it was, let it rip. Let it rip. Like, we've done the preparation.
Indeed.
We've done, 1,000 different practices of the same play. Like, trust yourself. No second guessing. Let it goddamn rip. And holy hell did they let it rip. Because it wasn't, and I mean, like we were saying, it truly felt like garbage time after the first play. The first offensive play from the Ducks. That giant Noah Whittington score, which was like 59 yards.
Yeah.
Boom. He only had 4 carries.
It was like just a little. It was like it's like whenever you meet your whomever's brand new baby, and as soon as you pick it up, it just like dumps on you.
Yeah.
For Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, Jesus Christ.
I
didn't even get a chance to enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the first time they have the ball, they decimate us. But we smoked them good on that play, dude. Whew. And great offensive blocking throughout the whole game.
Through the whole game. Like, I'm so excited. I mean, this has been the talk over and over because it's like, next we're playing Northwestern. Mm-hmm. We're going to destroy them. Then we play Oregon State. We're going to destroy them. And then it's Penn State. And that's like, okay, these are teams that have been recruiting at the same level. Last year, us playing against them was one of our toughest matches by far. They're bringing back so much talent. We're playing at Penn State. Like, that's going to be the game where we're like, let's see what this offensive, how they're blocking against them, against an actual elite D-line. But in this game, I mean, it was like the Noah Whittington touchdown, and then, holy hell, DeCorian Moore, dude. His 65-yard touchdown.
Right. That was for 14 points?
Yeah, that was the second score of the game. It was the third play of the game and the second touchdown.
Okay, wait. Because, man, I actually, we said before this that it's like, how do you talk about such a blowout or whatever?
Yeah.
But then I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh shit, I actually have a lot of little things that I found interesting about this game.
Yeah.
That's the touchdown where he
catches it like near the sideline and then like jukes to the right.
Has it in his left hand, hands it into his right to get just over the corner of the pylon.
No. I think that was someone else. No, okay. That was his rushing touchdown maybe. I kind of forget. But this is the one where he was like streaming down the left. And then the defensive back who's trying to get him like kind of slips. He shoots to the right, gets a block, and then is able to just walk it in. And this was really, because last week was great with DeCorian Moore, and like obviously there's so much pressure on him with the injury to Evan Stewart. Like, it's like we need a receiver 1. And technically he's a freshman, but he is the highest rated receiver we've ever had in our entire history. Will he be able to like immediately contribute? Dude, he looked amazing. He looked so sharp. Obviously, we know he blocks. Maybe not always blocking the right guy, but he's like committed to the blocking. And he also ran it in. He also ran it in for a score, a 25-yard touchdown. I think that's the one you were talking about. I forget, honestly. And everyone's eager to block on this team. That's also really awesome to see. Like Kenyon Sadiq, he was bringing a man to the ground. Yeah. And it's like when you have this level of talent, this level of depth too, where, for example, when Evan Stewart goes out for probably the season, like there's Decory Moore, but there's also like Malik Benson, who is the transfer from Florida State, who everyone, they were being like, well, technically he's got like everything on paper where he's good, but he kind of drops the ball sometimes and his hands aren't the best. His route running's good, his speed's good, but we don't know. He's like having beautiful catches in this game. Like just those two alone would be like, hey, we're pretty good for receiver. But like Jeremiah McClellan looked pretty damn good. Gary Bryant Jr., who was injured for so much last season, filling in that Tez Johnson role, like perfect. Like, dude, like, and how many runners we had in this? Just like everyone's running the ball well, everyone's catching the ball well. The O-line, which has like 3 transfers in it, and even had an injury during the game for a minute, which seems like he was fine. I think
they were just letting him rest.
Yeah, which good. Obviously.
Take a load off, big dog.
Take a load off. The secondary, which has some transfers in there, they seem to be like honestly only improved from last season, which is what you want to see. Aaron, like, I think this is maybe the team of destiny. And that doesn't mean we're guaranteed a national championship, because it's like once you get to the playoffs, if one team beats you, you're out. And Ohio State absolutely looks like a team that could beat us. But I think by the time, if we were to play them, we could be favored. It won't be exactly like last season, where it's like, well, we had the home field advantage and we got, it was a spirited game. It was close. We scraped by. Like, I think we have some real potential to run away with this season. Knock on wood.
Okay, and this is what scares me. Because call me superstitious, call me super smart.
I would never call you either of those things.
What I do want, and what will probably be most likely, is we'll have another 12-0 season.
I would hope so. That Penn State game's the toughest, but otherwise than that, I mean, yeah.
Sometimes that loss, just that one little loss, can help reset that clock, so that way you can be like, well, I can win fucking 9 games in a row, like, nonstop all the time. So if I reset that clock on game 10, right, then now I've got my new 9 runner or whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
This is, I think,
so it gets me nervous, but I do think we could have the whole pie.
We could have the whole.
Just got to tighten up little things. But also, this game was one of those scary games to me, because Oklahoma State plays really sloppy.
Yes.
Which was constantly leading to their own guys getting injured.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, this is the exact kind of team that can take you out of a season, because they're so sloppy, they fuck you up.
Yeah, like
that wrestler who like just refuses to practice all the time with you.
Who's really hitting you. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I'll definitely agree with you that, like, in these, especially these next couple of games, injuries are going to be like top of the head of like why is Dante Moore still out there? Why is Corey?
Dude. Yeah. There was a point where I was like, why is Dante Moore still out there? I was like, dude, we got 30 whatever on him. This is it.
I mean, I don't know if like, I mean, the running back by committee, like how many running backs we have like that, and that are all having huge success. Like
this is what I was going to ask you.
Mekhi Hughes. It's like that's only good for, especially running back, a position where it's like you're going to get hit like almost, every time you touch the ball, you're likely going to get tackled. Like, it can really wear you down. I'm very excited that, like Noah Whittington had 4 carries, Jaden Lamar 6, Mekhi Hughes 9. It was later than you thought, but like he had the most carries, and it was 9. It's very sweet that we're getting this deep into the running back room. That is also the receiving core. It's like we don't have to have DeCorian Moore play all 4 quarters for us to have success. Luke Moga was out there, the backup QB. I want more Luke Moga.
Yeah, bro.
It's been very sweet. And then we also have to bring this up. This is why I'm so high on this team, because we've had teams that have, scored 80 points against Portland State or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Oklahoma State, like, they're a Power 4 team, but they're like bottom of the barrel. They're essentially not Power 4 team at this moment. So the score doesn't tell the whole story. But what does really bode well for the Ducks is, like, we're not committing turnovers and penalties. We're playing really, really clean. Sure, we've been home for these 2 weeks, but like we're playing really clean, and we're having a true home field advantage because we're getting into the mindset of the other, or getting to the heads of the other team. There plenty of false starts, and that's totally on our side, our fans. I mean, also, again,
yes,
the Cowboys suck, but
yeah,
it is us affecting the actual game, getting a real home field advantage, and I just couldn't be more stoked. Also, when I was biking around town before the game even started, like the day before, I felt like I saw a real celebrity. Like, I had that moment when you're just like, oh, this is like surreal, right? Because I look up, I'm on my bike, I stop, I look up in the sky, Aaron.
Uh-huh.
And I saw the Goodyear blimp. And it literally felt...
shit, that's
it literally
right.
felt like I saw like Matthew McConaughey or something. Where you're like, I'm not even the biggest Matthew McConaughey fan, but seeing him in real life, it just feels like surreal. It felt like that, seeing the Goodyear blimp in the sky.
I would say if I got to see the Goodyear blimp in person, it would probably be more
inspiring,
if you will,
awesome,
than seeing Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I would feel like almost
I would go.
Awkward. Yeah,
I would go. Well, this party's dead.
Well, you're from Texas. You probably see him all the freaking time. Yeah, that was amazing. I love the Goodyear blimp. I mean, it's hard, like we were saying, it's kind of hard to talk about this game all that much because it's just talking about how badass the Ducks are. Let's talk about this too. This is the other thing that gets you really excited about this team. Is there was no real drop-off from when the 2s and 3s came in. In fact, that second half, we got back-to-back pick 6s. And I felt bad for the QB, which is always a fun spot to be.
I felt bad for me because those were the 2 plays I missed watching in real time and only got to see with replays. And I was like, are you... Every time, the 2 times I've gone to the kitchen.
Yeah. This was a game of like, you look away for a second and you're missing a badass Duck play.
Yeah.
I looked, I didn't catch that we went for it on 4th down in the first half. A completely unnecessary, going for it.
Totally unnecessary.
But it's also, I mean, it's necessary if you're looking at it as like, this is practice for the Ducks.
Yeah.
We're literally playing against...
Can we make 4th and 6?
Yeah.
Almost.
We'll see. It was literally just,
that wasn't the plan I'm thinking of. Sorry.
It was literally playing a worse practice squad, because if we were playing practice squad, it'd be against the Ducks, which are just, even the 2s and 3s, I think, are actually better.
Out there, yeah.
Than this team. Shout out to Zane Flores, their quarterback, who was going into the season the backup quarterback, and then suddenly finds himself starting against the Ducks. I mean, he played terrible, 7 of 19 for 67 yards and 2 interceptions, but you gotta. I mean, he went out there. That's nice of him for that team. Whew, it was amazing. I gotta say, I had a great time watching that game. It was just no sweat the entire time. A lot of Duck fans having a blast.
Here's where I'm at, is that I'm constantly sweating because like we can't slip but below like 98%.
Yeah.
Ever. So I'm more a bundle of nerves now than whenever, Justin Herbert was fucking throwing like a wild card out there. And I'm like, well, whatever. Who knows how this is going to go?
Exactly. When we had like one receiver that wouldn't drop the ball occasionally.
When anything random could happen, you're not as like worried. So there's no nerves. But this was like, no, we have to act. We have to be serious here. You guys. Use the guys.
I mean, it felt like just going on a run like in Vegas where you're like, oh my God, I seemingly can't lose. But now it's getting scary because I keep anting up, like. Yeah. I loved it. I don't really know what to say besides Oklahoma State sucks and the Ducks rule. That is the other thing is like, I think a lot of people are still sleeping on the Ducks. I mean, we're 4th in the country. So not that many people. Like, we're still a top 5 team. But I think just because we played one really low-level team, I mean, FCS, but high-ranking FCS team, and then a low-ranking Power 4 team, people are just being like, there's no and I doubt much of the country is even watching these games. But if you are watching these games, it's not just the butt kicking we're delivering, it's how the butt kicking is being delivered.
Do you think we're being slept on?
I think a little. I think the fact that
we were just on CBS.
Yeah, no, we're not
at a prime time.
I mean, I guess no. If you're a top 5 team, you're not being slept on. But I do take a little. I think it's overall a good thing, but I do take a little offense that little offense sounds like Oklahoma State. I take some umbrage with the fact that Penn State is ranked ahead of us because they've looked a little bit more mediocre against similar competition. And I don't really understand why they're doing that. But it's only good for us because you want to be like, you want the extra motivation of like, when we go to Happy Valley, hopefully Penn State is like number 2 or 1 in the country and we're just below them. You want to believe that like we're the underdogs. We will be going in Happy Valley.
Do you think Chicago Bulls fans felt like this whenever Michael Jordan and Pippen and Rodman were all just like dominating completely the NBA?
Like we're the only ones that can get in our way is what it feels like.
Yeah, it just feels like it feels like we're operating in a very classy way.
It's like you don't know who's going to trip. Like for us, it's like Penn State. Penn State's going to be the only one that can really, on our regular season schedule. In fact, I'm going to pull it up right now, and I'm also going to close this window because I hear some stuff going on outside, and I'm worried about our listeners' little ear holes. So,
because it's like sexy stuff?
Oh, I wish. Dude, I'd have that mic outside the window if that was a
Okay, so sexy stuff you do want the listeners to hear. I wonder what in the world. It must be something truly psychotic going
like
on
construction-y or something like that. Just...
Oh, yes. Keep modern society out of it. This is a bubble of this is a literal duckosphere.
Exactly. I'm going to add that to the intro, the duckosphere.
Yeah.
Because like looking at our schedule, so we just beat Montana State 59-13, and then we beat Oklahoma State 69-3, which I kind of predicted that it was like, I bet you it'll be more lopsided against Oklahoma State. Not just the fact that it's week 2 and usually you're a better team by week 2, but also it was like, oh, they're like tougher competition. We'll kill them dead even harder. Like this, it's an opportunity. It'd be like a heavyweight boxer. If he's fighting like some chump, he'll be like, okay, I'm going to beat him up pretty bad, but whatever. But if it's like an old legend who's also a chump, it's like, oh, I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy.
This like dude's had it coming because he's picked on me since I was 10.
Yeah, something like that.
I will say this. I do think the narrative for the season surrounding us, as far as like the common thread, is going to always be about how much money we have.
Oh, sure. And I could not care less because it's very
I think people are really going to start blaming that as our thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Which is very funny because it's like once we're in the playoffs, the teams we're going against, it's like, is Ohio State or LSU or Penn State or whatever, are they really going to try to point that at us? Because it's like, we just beat you at your own game at that point. Like, we're not the only team spending millions of dollars on rosters.
Yeah, that's why we finally get to hang out with all of them.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we're here. Because just looking ahead at this schedule, we got Northwestern, which is bad. Oregon State, which is bad. Penn State, that's going to be the game of the year, game of the century. I'm sure College Game Day will be there. It's going to be freaking huge, likely two undefeated teams. I think Penn State has a bye week before that, which sucks.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, so just more fuel for the fire, baby. Indiana, which is a top 25 team, they are coming to Oregon. We'll see what happens there. Rutgers, bad. Always bad. Wisconsin, they look terrible. That'll be in Eugene, and it'll be the Grateful Dead night. So a lot of
oh yeah,
games, hopefully. Iowa, we traveled to Iowa. Iowa is like it's always historically a tricky place to play, and it'll be like you have to play their style of ball, which is like only defense, kind of ugly, like first one.
Why do you
20
have
points.
To play their style of ball?
That's just been their superpower. Is like whoever you are, you may beat us, but we hang our hats on our defense, and our offense in years past has helped our defense more than even focusing on outscoring you. It's like we're playing a style that'll help our defense. And they haven't been like world beaters, but a lot of times they'll like, whoa, why is this top 5 team struggling with these people?
So it's like they're the team that's like, we will grind you down.
Yes. But I think that's in the past, and I think some of that magic is wearing down a little bit.
Sure.
They just lost to their rival, Iowa State, and they just look like they have no offense.
That was a big talking head thing during our game, I think.
Yeah, it definitely was. And they just have no, because the announcers were looking for anything to talk about because it was boring. They have no offense, and sure, their defense is good, but I don't think their defense is good enough to keep up with our awesome offense. And so eventually it'll just be like, yeah, okay, we'll beat you 34-0 instead of 70-0. You know, like, yeah. I imagine we're gonna win. I mean, it could be a trap game, but Minnesota, they've looked better, but again, like, not the same roster. They're like, if we're just talking spending wise, only Penn State so far has approached what Oregon literally spends or accumulates in talent, and then it's USC. That one actually kind of scares me maybe the most outside of Penn State. They're visiting Oregon, but USC is getting better. Seemingly, they haven't played anyone. And then we end it with Washington, which looks about the same as last year. Like, they can't stop the run, which is bad when you're playing against this Duck team. So it's hard not to look ahead, and it's hard not to see 12-0 or like 11-1 at worst. Knock on wood again. Now let's talk about some of the teams in our wonderful conference, which is of course the Pac-12. That's right, it still exists on the Quack-12.
Let's talk about it, baby.
Exists on the Quack-12. I'm not talking about that weird 2-team conference that barely exists. I'm talking about the OG Pac-12. Because Aaron, I've got all your picks. I had to go back and freaking actually listen to our episode the last 30 minutes to try to get these things down because I didn't have a piece of paper to write out on our picks, but I got it here. And so obviously we both chose Oregon. How smart we were, 69-3.
Thank God.
I saw someone, by the way, I think it was something like someone put, I wish I could remember it, but they put down like $24,000 or something like that for the Ducks to beat Northwestern this next week.
Mm-hmm.
And the payout, which is like, Ducks are heavily favored. They're like favored to win by like around like 28 points or something like that. Like that's the cover. And so he's not even betting that. It was just a straight up, who do you think will win this game? And so they put like 24 grand or some number like that on the Ducks. And the payout was like $300. They're like, we're not paying you that much.
Oh my God.
But it's really funny to think of someone who's willing to, there's like less than a 1% chance that the Ducks will lose this game. But I love that they're willing to put that money up to gain such a, small
It is
number.
very well possible they are short $300 for the fucking car they've been trying to get.
I mean, it is essentially like a free $300.
Yeah, it's a free $300. Keep doing it. By the end of the season, if you do the math, you're like, now I got an extra G sitting here.
Yeah,
Let's
it
do
is
this,
true.
baby.
Like if you would have done that the first 2 games, if they allowed that bet, it's like, sweet. I already got a grand.
God.
It's so funny. I love that.
Some kid is like, shit, I'm $300 short on tuition.
Yeah. They took out like the student loan allotment that you get at the beginning of every year, and they just put that straight into whatever, mybookie.com or something.
Pizza money for the rest of the year accomplished.
I love it. And I just want to shout out, for no good reason, but like some of the number 1 and number 2 in the country, Ohio State and Penn State. Ohio State beat Grambling 70-0. Grambling is not like a competitor, but still it was like, okay.
Sure. I mean, they are more well known for the band, which is unbeatable.
Penn State 34-0. Against FIU, Florida International University, which is where Mario Cristobal actually started his coaching career. It is a famously like impoverished program, and they were only up 10-0, and they were at home at halftime. So Penn State is struggling on offense, which is good to see.
You think they got less than $7 million?
Oh, for the roster? No, their roster's up there, dude. Like, yeah, no, they pay a lot. Not quite as much as we do, but they
Florida.
Oh, to play this game?
Right. I'm trying to adjust. I'm trying to see, since we know that Oklahoma State only has $7 million.
I have no idea it's way less than that. It's
okay.
Freaking way less than that, dude.
Okay,
like, I'm not even sure if players are getting paid like all that much at all. Like,
sure.
Yeah. They don't got the finances, but I'm just saying. So like Penn State has looked mortal. Let's get into, so the first game, I think it was during the Ducks game actually. Oh, big yawn right into the mic. I don't think it was during the Duck game. It was Colorado versus a nobody, Delaware, I do believe, which I'm always shocked that Delaware has a football team. We both chose Colorado. Sorry, this shit gets so good. Back in the day, I would hit Pac-12 and it would show me all the scores. And now all these wonderful teams are in every other conference, scattered throughout this great country like Johnny Appleseed's.
You should make tabs.
That's smart. Colorado. They did, in fact, lose, baby. No, they won. They won, and actually there's been like a little bit of a QB competition between like 3 different QBs, and it appears they may have finally found their guy. So that's at least interesting. 31-7, they beat Delaware, as is to be expected. There's really no reason why they shouldn't be doing that. And then it was Cal versus some nobodies. Yes, in fact, it was Texas Southern, which I think of as a basketball school. So
yeah, sure.
Cal,
that sounds like a great basketball school, to be honest with you.
I remember I want to say they either beat us in basketball or came very close to beating us in basketball. It was a down men's basketball season, if I remember. But yeah, football, not so much. They got their butts kicked 35-3. We both chose Cal, obviously. Utah, I am very high on all of a sudden.
Okay.
I really think last year was bad for a whole lot of reasons, especially with like the Cam Rising injury and stuff. And will he ever play? Be like, oh, he's just about to play next week. He'll be playing. Then he comes in and breaks 3 ribs and an eye or whatever. They've moved on from that, and they really
broke my eye.
My eye. Utah looks like old school Utah for real. Like this, I think they're a true contender in the Big 12. They won 63-9 against Cal Poly. That doesn't really mean anything, but their first week win I thought was really impressive, and I'm high on them. A team I'm usually high on. I love Arizona State. You know I love Arizona State. I watched all this game, and even though I love this team, especially last year's team, they no longer have Cam Scatterboo. And I don't know what the hell the AP poll voters are doing, but someone needed to tell them they no longer have Cam Scatterboo, who was the guy who would be like, oh, huge situation, 3rd and 5. What are we going to do? And they're just like, just give it to him. And he would get them like 9 yards in crucial moments just by not going down. Like, not having him just is devastating for this team. And people were trying to put too much like on Drew Pine, their quarterback from last season, who's still there. And he just ain't it. Also, they just don't have like the receivers or the O-line. They have an O-line to get a good push against Mississippi State, but they were on the road. They were ranked number 12, which I think is cool for ASU and Kenny Dillingham, but insane that they were ranked that high. And
but in reality,
well, they lost 24-20 against what was a bad Mississippi State team.
Ooh.
And it came down to like they were literally like on the goal line. They could have gone up by like a touchdown, maybe really put this away late in the game. They couldn't. They had to get a field goal. And then Mississippi State just marched down the field. And Arizona State's defense, because they have less talent than a lot of teams, they're just like blitz, 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 blitz. And sometimes it's a risky thing to do. Sometimes it works out super well and can be the difference in a game. And in this, there's just a couple of times where a huge play, like a giant game-winning touchdown to end it all, will happen. And that's exactly what happened. And they lost. But we both chose Mississippi State, which is fun. Even though I love ASU, it was just like they're way too high.
Wow, did we really?
Yeah, we both went with it. I know.
Jazz hands. I
mean, this was a pretty easy week to pick because there were such bad games.
I remember feeling like, good God, okay, we're just going to grind through this real quick.
Overall, it was pretty bad. Georgia Southern versus USC. That is right. Clay Helton, good old Clay Helton, who got fired from USC. Then he went to Georgia Southern and actually had a couple of good seasons. He now returns to USC. They were just outmatched. Like, they just don't have the horses for this race. They lost 59-20. Obviously, we saw that coming.
USC lost?
No, USC won. USC
won. Thank God. Okay.
I haven't watched a minute of USC football, if I'm being real, but they do seem certainly better. Maybe they're getting closer to what they should be. I think on offense.
Whoa! What did I just do?
What did you do? Listeners, he's playing with his chair.
I do think that the general vibe around it does seem like everybody's a little bit more optimistic this season. Maybe it's because it's a brand new season and they have that SoCal sun just soaking into their bones.
And they've had 2 weeks of easy opponents. But this was a much more competitive game. UCLA versus UNLV. We both chose UCLA. I don't know why I chose UCLA. Like, in retrospect, I was like, I'm so down on UCLA. And even in the podcast, I was down on UCLA. Yet we still went with them. They looked bad. They did rally back against UNLV to make it close. But 30-23, they lose to a freaking Mountain West team, or I guess a future Pac-12 team, whatever. And UCLA, this is going to be a rough season. A lot of their fans are like, yep, let's go 0-12 so we can burn this thing to the ground. Like, we're done. And the storyline right now is just Nico, their quarterback who transferred from Tennessee, who supposedly his dad got in his ear of like, because Tennessee's a good team, and they're like, they're not paying you enough. Like, $1 million is not enough. We need to get you $2 million. And
the dad?
Yeah, there's a lot of these like, what is it called when like little girls enter beauty pageants, and then you got those like terrible beauty pageant moms. Pageant mom. This is a football dad. Like, just not helping him out. And so he goes to UCLA instead.
Dude.
I don't know what they're paying him at UCLA, but apparently it's not enough to win football games. You kind of feel bad for him, but also it's like, well, he did.
Did the kid have a pathway to the NFL? Did it seem conceivable that he could be operating at that level?
At Tennessee, I mean, he was playing pretty bad at Tennessee this last year. He had one amazing season, then he had a mediocre season. If he was there right now, though, people would probably be at least thinking higher of him, or at least thinking of him, as opposed to UCLA. It's just like, he's not playing well. Okay. He's got a worse roster around him, you know.
Maybe before we start shitting on dads, we just say there's also a theoretical chance out there that his reasoning was like, kid, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get to that finish line. You need to grab that cash now.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to be like, grab as much cash as you can. Well,
yeah,
it's like, I don't know what. I doubt UCLA's paying him more than like Tennessee would have, or that much.
But if
more.
Dad was like, get $2 million, and then he got $2 million, Dad's probably also like, okay, here's the hedge funds you're going to drop one of those $1 into. By the time you graduate college, you're going to walk away with $10 million. Fucking,
I mean,
do whatever the fuck you want. Get out of my fucking hair.
Yeah,
like, this dad's actually an asshole. Okay,
his dad's like, of course, I get a 20% finder's fee, and
right. I'm gonna manage your money for you through these small escrow accounts.
I'm interested to see what UCLA does against their schedule. If there's any Big Ten bottom feeders that they're able to beat, or is it truly like, no, this is the worst of the worst? Is Rutgers just gonna run up the score against the Bruins? I don't know. But we also got Arizona. I don't even remember who they played. They played Weber State. That's like a FCS nobody in Utah. Everyone beats them. Arizona beat them 48-3. This next week's a more entertaining game for Arizona. We both chose Arizona, of course, and we both chose UCLA, by the way, that last bit. I don't know why we were so high on them, but we were down with the Bruins. This is one where we finally chose different teams, because the whole time we were just on the same page. In the Pac-2, Wazoo.
No, we're in the
the Pac-2. Wazoo played San Diego State. You know, two teams that I believe will be, I don't even know if they're rival. I'm so confused who's going where. But Washington State, San Diego State. Washington State struggled against freaking Idaho. So didn't look like they were going to be, looked like this is going to be competitive, I'll tell you that much. But they actually won 36-13. The Palouse strikes again. Win or lose, the Cougs booze. And they did. I had confidence in our old Pac-12 foe and went with Wazoo. You, in fact, went with the Aztecs, and that makes you a fool.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Okay.
Yep, it's true.
I don't understand the reasoning why, but probably because there never was any.
Yeah, that's a good reason. And then, we had Fresno State versus Oregon State. Oregon State's in bad shape.
Oh no!
So this was at home, and It was competitive. It came down to like the last play. The last play was a pick six, unfortunately. So the Beavers did lose. Not only that, there was just a bunch of embarrassing lowlights where it's like they missed going for 2-point conversions like 4 times. The Beavs did. Also, they were doing that because their kicker was god awful. He missed like an extra point. And at one point, he tried to, like, a different kicker tried to punt, and it kind of didn't go right. It just, like, fell onto the ground. And so he tried to just kick it off the ground, like that soccer you were talking about earlier, which is illegal, but they turned down that.
What'd you call it?
Oh, sorry, football.
Oh, right. No, I know what you're talking about.
He like kicked it twice, and which is, you're not allowed to do that, but Fresno State rejected that penalty because they took that and they ran it in for a score.
Oh, like, beautiful.
It was almost worse that it was competitive. Like, Oregon State played terribly.
Oh no!
Just about the whole game, and then when it was all there in front of them, they stink. It makes me sad, honestly. And it makes me sad what we're going to do to them when we play them. Because, we're going to tear them limb from limb. It's probably a good thing there's going to be like a couple-year pause against the Beavs. But, I don't know. I don't want to watch them fall off the face of college football. I want them to be around. I want it to be competitive. I don't want to lose to them, but...
when the other Pac-12 existed, the original, the other one... Mm-hmm. The one that we're not discussing, the last iteration.
Yeah.
They were kind of wishy-washy at best there, and the Pac-12 wasn't really that thought about, I felt like, overall. So have they moved anywhere?
No, they've gotten worse. They've moved down. They truly have.
Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of old Oregon State quarterbacks, we also had Stanford, who's led by Goldbranson, former Beav. Stanford took on BYU. BYU is starting out pretty freaking strong this season, and they were playing at home.
Mm-hmm.
Stanford has no offense. I mean, they lost to Hawaii. That should say enough, but... they're terrible. They are truly
the Golden Warriors
team.
Are fucking hardcore G's. Why
Rainbow Warriors.
Oh, yeah. What did I say?
How dare you? You said Golden Warriors.
Yeah, I did. Because I was thinking
State
Golden
Warriors.
Bears.
Yeah. Oh, Golden Bears are good, too. But they're really bad, Stanford is. It does say something that the final score here was BYU 27-3. And I swear most of that was, like, defense lit in and, like field goals, and like BYU's offense did look pretty suspect, and I guess you should give some credit to Stanford's defense, but it was mainly like, BYU, what are you doing? You're at home. This team's terrible. This score should be even more lopsided. But all that being said, dude, Stanford is one of the worst Power 4 teams in the country. They suck real bad. I don't know when they're going to get better. Can you imagine just losing in BYU, just seeing like the whitest of white happy faces just like tearing you apart?
BYU is where the Joker dudes hang out?
No, that's Liberty. They're not. BYU is not as bad as Liberty, I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say if those guys were in the crowd, I'd be like, this fucking blows.
Jerry's Jokers losing the. Yeah, no, thank you.
But yeah, no. I mean, I guess it's different for me, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Like BYU, I like that. I certainly like them as like a team, and they're really supported right now, and they could have a special season. It'll be
the YouTube channel is Fuego.
Oh yeah, you love all their stand-up comedy and BYU TV is what you're talking about.
I just love the fact that they have an improv comedy show that like it works. Like I feel like I'm watching early Upright Citizens Brigade.
Clean.
Anyway,
I doubt they're as dirty as whitest kids you know. Oh, Upright Citizens Grid, you said, yeah. It reminds me, I think there's their improv scene, BYU TV, that is something like, I remember in high school, we went up to Seattle as a trip from Medford, Oregon, and we went to Pike Street.
You drove right by Portland.
Yep. Like, screw that. We went to Pike Street, right?
Sure.
And in there's a famous improv club. Joel McHale started there. I know that. He's like their biggest alumni. And
you remember its name?
No, I don't, but it's really funny. It's right next to the gum wall. And
Pike Place Market.
Yeah, Pike Place Market. And we were loving it. It was very funny. And there's this lady who I have a bunch of words I would like to call her, but I'm going to, like BYU TV, I'm going to keep this podcast clean. I hated this lady. She was always the like chaperone, and she was just the not good person. And in the middle of a improv set, like this is mainly all for our school, like we booked it or whatever for our band class. And I'm sure they made a slightly dirty joke, but it was still very PG rated joke. Like they weren't cursing or anything. And I doubt it was like a joke about it was still very clean. And in the middle of their set, she goes, "Keep it PG," just shouts out from the audience. And it's just like, I could not hate this lady more than anything. That's what I think they keep it PG, I imagine. Anyways, once again, we're talking about BYU TV. And then the Ducks won. So overall, all that being said, I have a slight lead over you, Aaron. 10 picks correct for me. 9 for you. Those were my Christmas lights that I have set in the back. Clearly not very well set up.
I think Satan is like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
You talking shit about BYU TV on the Roku channel? Come on. That's what I know it from, the Roku channel. Aaron, now that Satan is trying to shut us down, I think it is time for one of our favorite segments, the picks. Where is that button? That is right. The picks. We got plenty of games to talk about. It's at least a better slate. I'll tell you that. It's a better slate. Maybe not, but we'll see. So starting off out of the old, of course, we're choosing only OG Pac-12 teams. Only OG Pac-12 teams, because that's the true conference. It's like Latin. It's not dead. Not on the Quack 12 anyways. We've got...
Es Agricola sunt in Silva.
Does that
Latin?
Mean what is it? What did you just say?
I said the farmer is in the forest.
You would know Latin. Colorado.
Took 3 years.
Really?
Yes.
What a you always surprise me with this shit. You worked with
surprise,
Willie Nelson. Surprise. I love TikTok. Colorado at Houston. Now, Colorado, they seem to maybe have fallen because, like, last week they used Delaware as literally just like practice to see, like, hey, let's figure out if we can actually find a QB. Like each QB had like two drives or something, but then they had a lot of success with one who was the third. He was like third on the depth chart, and a lot of people weren't even expecting him to stick around. So it's very cool that he did. Well, now they're taking on old Houston. Houston is 2-0. They're the Houston Cougars. I don't know why I said it that way. I can't say it. The Houston Cougars. They beat Rice 35-9, and they Cougars, and they beat SF Austin 27-0. So Houston's played no one. They played no one.
Stephen F.A. is where my parents went and met.
Oh, they must have been pissed when the Houston Cougars absolutely demolished them. Now Colorado's playing. This is actually a pretty good Houston. I don't know why Houston is so hard for me to say. Houston. I think I want to say that for some reason. I know you're not really.
Say Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
There it is.
Okay, I don't know who that is. They are favored by about 5 points. But who do you got?
Between whom again?
Colorado Buffaloes.
Thank you.
And the Houston Cougars.
Bro.
I don't know.
I think you've actually just elevated the name, to be honest.
Houston Cougars.
I'm going to go with Houston.
I want to choose Colorado, but I actually don't think they have it in them. But you know what? For fun, why not? Colorado.
Yeah, love it. Because I also think they could. I'm kind of reverses with you, where I'm like, I actually think they could win this, but Houston, I want to rally because I just love that city.
I bet you it'll be like Colorado will have more big plays, but they're going to shoot themselves in the foot so many times that it may be getting away from them, like his teams typically do. We'll see. I think you're probably going to be right, but I'd like for Colorado to win. That'd be fun. Kansas State versus Arizona. Let me tell you, Kansas State has been they've had a pretty rough season. They have, first they lost to Iowa State, who's not a bad team, 24-21. I believe that was in Ireland or something like that.
Weird.
Yeah, they played in a.
We're trying to show the game off to the world, huh?
Yeah, that's the goal.
That seems like the wrong place to try and build an audience for this game. They seem like they have plenty of other games.
If you can play anywhere in the world. Yeah, in Ireland. And you're gonna sell out that football game. Because it's just there's going to be enough expats, or it'll be that seems weird. Let's go watch that. They never have a hard time, the NFL or college, out selling these games, but I don't think it's.
Let's go watch those boisterous, silly Americans again who love to make fools of themselves.
Exactly. So they lost in Ireland to a conference rival, and then they barely beat North Dakota,
dude,
who is a lower level team. They barely beat them 38-35, and I believe that was at home too. And then I think it was at home. And then they lost to a bad Army team, most likely a bad Army team. And Army has a different style of play. They can catch you off guard sometimes, where it's we are only running the ball. We're only running it for 4 yards a play, and we're just gonna drain the clock. They are a different kind of beast, but still, you shouldn't be losing to this Army team. So they've lost to some pretty embarrassing ones, some high-profile bad losses. Now they're going to Arizona. Arizona's looked pretty good, 2-0. Not against great competition, but they've really dominated in that. Noah Fafita, I believe, is still their QB. He's very fun. Did not follow Jed Fish. They really screwed over Washington in that way, and I like that. And I believe Kansas State is barely favored. Who do you got?
And you still got the bee's knees for Arizona right now.
Well, ASU is the one I really love.
That's right.
I think this Arizona is pretty good.
Yeah, because wasn't Arizona super trash at one point, not too terribly long ago? 2
or 3 years ago, and then they had a really good wow, things are coming, especially with T-Mac as the receiver. He was really dang good. And they were good enough that Jed Fish got poached to go coach at Washington. When Kalen DeBoer left. So they lost their head coach, but still doing pretty good right now.
I'm going to say Kansas State.
Kansas State. It could be they're we hear all this crap talked about us and we're ready to play. But I'm going with Arizona. I think the Wildcats got this one. Now, UCLA versus New Mexico, there is no reason. I mean, sure, New Mexico has more wins than UCLA. They have 1 win and 1 loss. But there's no reason why UCLA at home should lose this gimme game. They are 16-point favorites, which is actually really low. It's kind of embarrassing how low that is. UCLA heavy favors, but heavily favored. But do you have a hot take here? I'm going with UCLA. Seems obvious.
And who are they playing again?
New Mexico. I believe the Lobos? Yeah, the Lobos. The Lobos have...
Let's ride... I want to go with the Lobos.
Go with the Lobos. Honestly, in week 1, they made things weird against Michigan on the road against Michigan. And that is saying something. Like, because they
made things
like the final score.
Touching BBs or
no,
something?
Wow, oh no.
That's like, hey, you're making this weird.
that would make it weird, Aaron. I do agree. Now we're canceled. Oh my! Touching peepees, dear Lord. No, they lost 34-17, which is way closer than you would think. So that's like,
I mean, but also like
they didn't make things as interesting
far
as you're
behind.
saying. Oh yeah, but they're like huge underdogs.
Right. Okay, and then UCLA is only barely favored.
Honestly, you took me out. I can't even think about this game anymore.
Okay, great. Let's get out of here.
Shit you said. Yeah, they're barely. They're only like favored by like 16 points or something like that. Now we also, guys, keeping with the OG Pac-12, we have scrolling. Oregon State visits Texas Tech. They're hoping to get their first win of the season.
No.
Yeah, I know, right?
I have to ride with Tech. I always will.
Yeah,
Raiders, baby.
I'm going with you there. Texas Tech hasn't lost a game. They're ranked number 21 in the country. They'll be home, and Oregon State is a little bit of a garbage fire. It may be a while till they get their first win of the season. USC, Purdue, both undefeated. USC has looked better, certainly, but neither of them have been fully tested. Purdue actually... I believe they had a squeaker. Let me check here. No, they played against Ball State 31-0, and they played against South Illinois 34-17. So they haven't looked as dominant score-wise as USC, but yeah, like neither of these teams have been tested. USC is on the road for the first time. It'd be interesting it certainly would make things interesting if Purdue won this, but I'm sure USC, yes, they are favored by about 21 points.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Me too, yeah. Unfortunately, USC's probably got this one. Here we go. This is an interesting one. 2 undefeated teams. Wazoo versus North Texas, the Mean Green.
Oh.
Wazoo at North Texas.
Wow.
And North Texas is favored by 5.5 points.
Let's do it. Let's ride and die. I don't think North Texas will win because, again, I always still think of them as, more of a music school. Mm-hmm. But maybe they're getting jocular as well.
You going with the North Texas?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I'm pretty either way. So I'll go with Wazoo. Just to make things interesting between you and I. Plus, it'd be a good story even if Wazoo starts 3-0, I still think they're going to have a bad season. But
yeah, I think this also gives you a high potential to really run away with the pick'ems.
A little early.
You got a chance to get up by maybe 3.
Got to shoot your shot.
That's right.
Got to shoot your shot.
Can I end this segment with this thought?
Okay,
that is also a quandary.
Let's hear it.
Is it actually fair and logical to have 2 conference rivals play a game that counts in a completely different country?
You know what? I think
it seems a little bananas that it's like you're making them both travel hardcore and then say it seems like that should be an exhibition game.
I think I don't quote me here, but every once in a while they do this thing where they'll have 2 teams play against each other and they're in the same conference, but they'll be like, but this doesn't count.
Okay, did that game count?
I don't really know. But
okay.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
Because that would then make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. It seems a little too much meaning to something that it feels very exhibition. Like certainly it counts, but it's like, come on, we're going to a different country.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to make all of my fresh 21-year-old lads fucking play a football game after like too many Guinnesses for their first
he's
time.
Got a gallon of Guinness in him. Come on. And yes, it's a gallon. We still go by that, even in other countries. Utah versus Wyoming. Utah is favored by 24 points, even though they are on the road.
Utah wins.
Yeah, I agree. I think Utah's going to be very, very good this year.
Cool. I don't know why I like that, but I do.
I like it.
Because it's the Utes.
Yeah, you love the Utes.
Yeah, right. Duh.
The Utes.
I historically love them. That's why I like it.
You've always got, even when they suck, you've always backed them. We're almost done here with this wonderful segment, the Pick'ems. We already did that. By the way, just a game, like if you're flipping around, that'll be good. It has nothing to do with this conference or anything. Okay. Miami versus South Florida will be the game to watch. South Florida,
I don't know.
They are like underdogs, but they like beat Boise State week 1. And then they had a surprising win against Florida. Like, those are two teams they should not be competing against. And they just beat them. And if they beat Miami, which is ranked number 5, right behind Oregon at this point, they'll be like the underdogs that suddenly are like real contenders for at least getting a good spot in the playoff. That's kind of fun. Let's keep it going with the OG Pac-12. Here we go.
You putting money on it?
No, that one I don't. I think Miami's winning.
Okay.
I think Miami's winning that one. Minnesota at Cal. Cal, as we know, has maybe the future of quarterbacking, Saga Polutele.
That's right. Thank you for that reminder.
But they kind of don't have too much outside of that. 2 undefeated teams.
And that's also maybe not true because we haven't really fully tested that theory,
been tested.
Right?
Yeah, hasn't been tested. This will be a test. I think it's kind of like a pick 'em, basically. Minnesota's slightly favored, but like, who knows? It's going to be interesting. I'm very excited about this one. Who do you got? Honestly, I'm in the lead.
I'm going to go with Cal
first. You're going with Cal.
I want this kid. I mean, I don't. Well, we're not really playing that kind of inspirational ball anymore, I guess. So I want this kid to be that next great quarterback or whatever it is they're saying about him.
And if he wins, if they win this game, it really will feel like it has to be because of great quarterback play, because they don't really have all that much. Like, typically they are a good defensive team, so maybe you can hang your hat on that, but yeah, I don't know. I'll go with Minnesota. Make things interesting.
Minnesota.
Two more here. It's not a 2 more. In fact, it is, though. Boston College, where my friend...
You're like the worst doctor in the world.
Yeah, just joking.
Just joking.
I mean, like, it's
no, but seriously,
more.
it is.
Yeah, you got a tumor. It's not the tumor. No, actually, it is tumor. Yeah. You got a week to live.
All right.
Boston College, who my friend Doug Young went to. Shout out to him.
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. Is it actually spelled D-U-G?
I believe so. That's how I spell it. Boston College goes against Stanford. Stanford hoping to get their first win. This is, at Stanford, though that has never meant like any kind of advantage, even when Stanford was good. So when they're bad, I don't really know if anyone's going to be there. Who do you got? This one's easy to me. Boston College.
Okay. What?
This is easy for me, Boston College.
Really?
Easy. Boston College is also, they came off a very spirited game against Michigan State and barely lost. It was in 2 overtimes. 42-40 they lost.
Okay, I'm gonna ride with you because I do think it's safer now. At this point, I've posed pretty wild cardy, so maybe I'll dial it back and stay with you on this one.
What I will be doing for the rest of the season is picking against Stanford. Like, I'm looking right now. Virginia, sure, they're bad. San Jose State, sure, they're not very good. But other than that, holy hell, they play against decent. I don't know if Stanford's winning a single game this season. Like, yeah.
They'll win one.
I don't think so.
Wow. That's crazy. You used to love them.
I used to respect them and fear them, and now I'm like, they ain't a football team. They ain't a football team. Last pick, Aaron. Second to last. Texas State, who is a plucky underdog who usually does pretty well, at Arizona State. Will they be able to bounce back? Who you got?
Arizona State.
Me too. ASU, and then, of course, the final one, Ducks versus Northwestern, baby. Who do you got?
Northwestern.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Too bad you said it. You said it. I mean, if they win, though, that guy's going to be fucked. That guy who put all that money on them.
Yeah. Wow, dude. Could you imagine? Yikes.
Oh, my God. How about you look up, how about you tell me the super specific prediction while I'll try to figure out for Oregon at Northwestern. Let me tell you this. Northwestern, they're renovating their stadium. So right now they're playing on like a practice field, I do believe.
Oh.
Which is kind of cool because it makes it like an exclusive event. Apparently it's like right near the water.
So it's going to be really small.
It's like 12,000 people.
That's still pretty big.
I mean, it's pretty... Dude, people call our stadium small, and it holds like 60,000.
Whoa. The Autzen is 60K?
Yeah, 60K. And people are like, it's small. Because of the Big Ten, a lot of them are like 90,000.
I mean, I lived in towns that were smaller than what could hold that. It would look empty.
Yeah. How much, what would the population of Tyler, Texas look like in Autzen Stadium?
When I was there would have been a surplus of like 14 to 16,000 people.
We should get Tyler, Texas.
I think it was like 74,000 people lived in Tyler when I was in high school.
Wow.
But I think the first town I lived in, if it broke 5,000 people, I would be a little surprised because I don't feel like it was. I think it's like 2,000 people. And then I lived in Homer, Texas, which is just outside of Lufkin, Texas.
I know Homer, Alaska. I wonder which place is bigger. Probably Texas.
Oh, dude, Homer, I think, was maybe population 8. Well, I'm pretty sure Homer was just the strip of country road I lived on that needed a name.
We should definitely, that would be really great to have a football game between those two cities. Homer, Alaska versus Homer, Texas. Come on.
Hell yeah.
I would love to see that.
And then you invite all the Homers.
The Homers of those teams.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You make this a free game that fans of both teams can come for free. It's in Vegas, all inclusive, 2-night stay.
I don't know. From what I hear, you cannot come for free in Vegas. All right. What is... Whoa. Dirty. Something else fell.
Oh, right. Prediction.
Yeah.
How do we get sidetracked? Is it me?
It's you.
Yeah. Okay. The super prediction is...
Take your time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because it's so crazy because we could do anything. Everything is possible. And so what I believe for it, so I have to kind of pull back and harness the reality of what should happen. And I think we will get more defensive rushing yards. Is that the correct thing to say?
Like more defensive yards.
More defensive yards than we will offensive yards.
Wait. Now
because it's going to be so much.
So we're going to have like by defensive yards you mean like interceptions and fumble returns?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
You think we're going to have more of that than
but by 51, 52%. It'll be one of those factoids you're like, wow, that is crazy.
So our offense, does that mean our offense has a terrible game?
No, it has an equivalently great game.
So you're saying
only just.
This is what that would look like, okay?
This is like an 80-point game.
Well, this would be like, so we go like 60 yards for a touchdown drive. And on the next drive, Northwestern gets all the way to like our 10-yard line.
Oh, yeah, we have to give them a bunch of yards so we can take them back. But then we get like
a pick six for 90 yards is what you're saying. And it just continues like that all day long. That would truly be the most insane game that's ever been played.
We will do, just to test stuff out.
Okay.
We will conduct an onside kick in the first half.
Ooh, I like that. It's rude, but I do like that.
It's rude.
You went from something that is like literally maybe impossible to like pretty likely.
Once you made me realize that they would have to also make a lot of time down the road. I was like, oh shit, right.
Yeah. Or our offense just completely shat the bed. Those are the only two options, which is maybe less likely. Okay, I'm going to go a little more audacious with my pick, my man.
More audacious than that?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, because I don't know how many Northwestern fans are really showing up to this. Like, yeah, it's a big game. Capacity supposedly like 12,000 or something like that, right?
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
I'm going to say, and I don't know how many Duck fans are really shocked. I mean, I'm sure if you're on the East Coast, you'd be like, hell yeah, it's going to be awesome. But I'm going to say that the Oregon Ducks have more yards, total offensive yards, than people. No, wait, that's impossible too.
Than people in the stands.
Yeah, no, that's impossible too. Okay, hold on.
12,000
12,000. They're gonna have 12,000 yards. We're on one today.
Yeah.
No, I'll say this. This will be our lowest scoring game so far. We will score less points than the other two games. However, it'll also be a shutout. We will allow 0 points scored.
That sounds very logical and great. I do think I would like to see them play a game where it is nice and tight, clock burning play.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what we're going for.
I want to see them burn clock, because although it's fun to watch a lot of points hit the board,
it's amazing
the game
that eventually
kind of
gets boring. Yeah, it's amazing that like a 24-0 game is more entertaining than a 69-3 game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But there's also, it seemed like there was just odd stoppage time. I mean, there was a lot of injury timeouts and stuff like that and et cetera. But it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Just burn some clock, because I kind of got to want to do anything.
I'll throw something else out there. I bet you Dante Moore throws the second highest amount of touchdowns in this game, and that one of our backup QBs will get so much time and want to show off that he'll throw more touchdowns than Dante Moore. What do you think of that? Not necessarily have a better game, but just have a lot of time and want to show off.
Right, because also you got to theorize that we're going to be running in for touchdowns as well, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That takes away from the passings. Yeah, we're going to see, because that makes a lot of sense, because really we want to see if he can ride with our wide receivers.
Yeah.
Can you see if he can juice a missile out there? Because shit, if he does, we got a touchdown and we also got a great backup.
I juiced a missile in Vegas once. All right, Quack 12 podcast. We are here. Why don't you go over?
It is a Navy base after all.
That is right, y'all. Go over to our YouTube channel. We're really pushing our YouTube channel so you can see our lovely faces.
Yeah, it's got me concerned. I feel like I need to start being a little bit more serious.
Yeah, dude. I was going to yell at you after this podcast. Go over to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. Why don't you? And, yeah, this has been the Duck Podcast. Also, in true Quack fashion, from the beginning of this, I said, I think this is going to be a really short episode, and I do believe this is the longest episode of our season so far. Go Ducks! Quack! Quack, quack! Quack!